So, you need a blog or a website. You have a couple options. You can take your hard-earned money and you can chuck it, or you can build your website yourself and save literally thousands of dollars. I'm going to show you how to build your website using WordPress. Why WordPress? Well, WordPress is the most popular blogging / website building software in the world, and it is used by the likes of USA Today, Reuters, CNN, iZod, TechCrunch, superstars like Katy Perry and Jay-Z. Did I mention eBay? All this to say, you're not going to be getting some second-tier website. You're going to be getting a top-notch, very professional website using cutting-edge technology. What more could you ask for? And I'm going to give you all these secrets for free. Now, you're going to need two things in order to build your website. You're going to need a domain name, and you're going to need a web host. So we'll start off by getting a domain name. I'll show you how to register one, and then I will show you how to pick a good web host, and then we will install WordPress and build our site. And by the time this video is over, you will have a fully functional blog or website. Okay, before we get started, I'm just going to show you that this is the exact website that you're going to be able to build and that you will have by the time you're done watching this video. You'll have your own domain name. You'll have your own web host. I will show you how to create posts and pages, how to make links and lists in your posts. I will show you how to embed videos and add images to your posts. I will show you how to make and change your header. I will show you how to edit the site title and tagline, how to build your sidebar and your footer, your sidebar here, and your footer here. I'll show you how to install plugins. I will show you how to add a contact form. I will show you how to add a subscription service to your blog so people can subscribe to you. I will show you how to share your posts automatically with popular social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. How to add social media like buttons to the bottom of your posts and pages. How to change colors. How to change and add backgrounds. How to make custom menus. And how to add your own social media icons into your footer. Now keep in mind that this website is responsive. See, it adjusts as your screen size changes. Things get moved around. Right now our footer and things like that have been added to the bottom. And that's what happens when you're using a mobile phone as well. So, don't be overwhelmed by the amount of detail in this video. This is designed for people with no technical skills to be able to do. So if you like this website, let's get started working. The first thing we're going to do is get our domain name. Head on over to Namecheap.com. Why Namecheap? Well, they have a good reputation in the industry, they have great customer service, and also they offer privacy protection for only $2.88 per year. Now, why is privacy protection important? You can go to whois.com and you can type in any domain name you would like here and then click Whois Lookup. If the person who owns the domain name has not purchased privacy protection, their address and phone number and other personal details will show up in the results. So I want my domain name to be nba.com. I can see that this domain is not available. Shucks. I think I'm going to choose something that's a little more unique and perhaps more specific to me. So let's try myboringchannel.com and then click search. Well, how nice. This domain is available. So I'm going to click the little plus in the cart here, and that will add it to my cart, and then I'm going to click View Cart. I now see that I have a domain name that I'm about to purchase for $10.69 per year, and that I have 1 free year of privacy protection, which is great. I have the option to purchase this domain name for up to 10 years. But I'm just going to do the 1 year for now with the 1 year of free privacy protection. Then I will click Confirm Order. Now, if you have an account with Namecheap already, you'll sign in. If you don't, you will have to create an account and fill out all this information over here. Let's go ahead and fill out this information with a username, a password, a first and last name, and an email address. Uncheck this if you don't want Namecheap's newsletter, and then click Create Account and Continue. Then this page will appear. Go ahead and fill out all the pertinent information on this page, and when you are finished, click Continue. This next page will have all your contact information showing. Check through it and make sure it's all correct. When you're sure it's all correct, go ahead and click Continue. Now, this page will appear. Go ahead and fill out all your payment information. At the very bottom, it asks you if you want to set these settings for automatic renewal. So if you check this box, your domain name and your privacy protection will renew automatically. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that box because I like to do things myself and keep track of things. And then, when that's all finished, click Continue. This is the next page that will come up. Go ahead and scroll down and verify that all your payment and contact information is correct, and then go ahead and click Pay Now. This is the next page that will pop up. I'm going to go ahead and rate them 5 stars on everything because I'm a nice guy, and then I'm going to click Next. Now, I have my own domain name, myboringchannel.com, for 1 year with free privacy protection. I'm excited. Good work getting your domain name. Now you're going to need a web host. Why am I choosing InMotion? I've used them personally for all my websites for the past 4 or 5 years. I've had multiple websites since 1998, and the only host that I can actually recommend is InMotion Hosting. They have excellent customer service, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's just a good company. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go to this website right here, niftywebsite.com. And then you're going to click on Best Web Host, and then you're going to click this red button here, over 50% off, InMotion's Best Promotion. Yes, this is me. You'll be helping me out a little bit, and you'll be getting an excellent web host. So go ahead and click that, and this page will come up. Up to 56% off WordPress hosting, courtesy of My Boring Channel. That's me. So scroll down a little bit, order now, here on the launch plan. Now I'm going to choose 24 months because that offers me the best discount. So I'm going to pay for 24 months up front, and then I'm going to click Continue. Now, I'm going to click this button here that says I already own this domain or will handle the registration separately because we already purchased our domain name. And then I'm going to put the domain name in here. Then I'll click Continue. On this page, they're trying to get me to upgrade to the Power plan. For now, I'm going to say no thanks, and I'm going to click Continue. Now, I'm going to fill out all this information. I'm going to say no thanks to the premium anti-spam, but I am going to say install WordPress here under Content Management System Auto Installer. Make sure you click Install WordPress here. That will save us time and effort later. Then put in your payment information, click I agree here, and then click Purchase Account. Now, I didn't actually click Purchase because I already have an InMotion hosting account. But what's going to happen is InMotion is going to send you an email with all the pertinent information so that you can log into AMP, which is your account management panel. And they will also send you your login information for your WordPress account. But for now, we're not going to worry about that. Right now, you have a domain name and you now have a web host. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go to Namecheap and we're going to point our domain's name servers to InMotion hosting. So once you get to Namecheap, go ahead and click Sign In up here at the top, put in your username and your password, and then click Sign In. Now, go up to your name, hover over it, and click on Manage Domains. Then scroll down a little bit, click on your domain name, and now on the left, you will see this list. What we're going to want to click on is Transfer DNS to Web Host. Okay, now scroll down a little bit, and you will see these empty fields. You're going to want to put in very specific information into these fields. You're going to want to put ns.inmotionhosting.com in the first field, and you're going to want to put in ns2.inmotionhosting.com in the second field. And then you're going to want to click Save Changes. What this is doing is pointing your domain's name servers to InMotion, so that when people go to your new domain, they will see your website, which is hosted with InMotion. Now, this process can take about 24 hours, so you're going to have to be patient. Okay, so you're back. Go ahead and navigate to your new domain name in your browser. In my case, it's myboringchannel.com, and you should see this. Your website is up and running. Congratulations! If, for some reason, you forgot to check the box that said Install WordPress when you signed up, you'll see a page that looks like this. In this case, you'll need to go to inmotionhosting.com, and you'll need to log in with the information that was sent to you when you signed up. Then you will arrive at this page. What you will want to do is find your domain, which will be here, and then click on cPanel. Once you are in cPanel, go ahead to the Find box on this side and type in WordPress. When you see WordPress, go ahead and click on it, and then up above, click on Install. You should see your domain name in here. Everything on this page you can leave as is except for a couple things. Scroll down and you're going to want to change your admin username. I would not just use admin as that has some security issues. So I will call it my boring channel admin. And then you need to come up with a password. Again, this is another password. So far you have your Namecheap password, your InMotion password, and now you have your WordPress password. So you're going to want to write it down. Then scroll to the bottom and click Install. And WordPress will automatically install for you. Now, when you go to your website, instead of seeing this, when you hit refresh, you will see this. And this is what you should have seen already without going through that process that I just went through. Okay, step 1, logging into your website. Go to the end of your domain name, type a / and then WP admin. Then hit enter. Now, type in the username and password that InMotion sent to you when you signed up and click login. Now, you're at your dashboard for the first time. I'm going to dismiss this welcome screen. You can read through it if you want, and it might be a good idea, but for now I'm going to dismiss it. And I'm going to show you how to install and choose a theme. To do that, you go to Appearance, and then you go to Themes. Then click Enter. Now these 3 themes are the default themes included with WordPress. I'm going to use a different one, but I would recommend that you experiment with different themes and find one that you really like. For the purposes of this tutorial, you may want to choose the theme that I'm using and follow along with me. That will give you a good start on learning how to customize other themes. So I'm going to click Add New, and I can either scroll through these themes and I can sort them in different ways, but I'm going to search for a theme called Stargazer. This is the one I want to use. I like it because it's simple, because it's easy to customize, and because it's search engine friendly, which means you may do better in search results. It's also responsive, which means it will resize nicely to any size screen. And most themes these days are responsive. So let's hover over the theme and click Install. Okay, we've just added this theme to the 3 default themes that were included with WordPress. I'm going to click Activate now. Now I'm going to go back up here and look at my site. So here's the theme, and I have now installed my first theme on my new website. Now let's go ahead and customize this a little bit. Hover over your site name up here, and then click on Customize. Here, you can change your site title and tagline. I've already changed mine to My Boring Channel and How to Make a Blog. No tech expertise required. And you can see that shows up right here. Now you can also choose not to display that header text and just have an image at the top by unticking this box. And then the header text disappears. But I want the header text there. Then you can change your layout. You can put your sidebar on the right. This has the content on the left and the sidebar on the right. You can change the sidebar to the left side. Now my sidebar changes over to the left side. Or I can put it back on the right side. Or I can have one column narrow, or I can have one column wide. I'm going to stick with 2 columns. Content on the left, sidebar on the right. Then I can change my colors. I can change the button colors here. See how the button's changing color over there on the right? Then I can change my header image by clicking here. This is the current header. I can add a new image if I'd like. I'm going to do that. Click Add New Image. Now, before you click Select Files, I want to show you this. This theme suggests a header image of 1175 by 400. Now, you can upload any photo you want and then you can crop it here in the theme. But I like to pick a photo that's actually already 1175 by 400, and that's really easy to do. I'll show you how I do it. On my computer I have a program called Picasa. You can download it for free on Google. Go to google.com, type in Picasa, download the program, and install it on your computer. It will automatically organize all the photos on your computer and you'll just be able to scroll through them all. So I'm going to find a photo that I want to use for my header. How about this one? And then I will click on Crop up here. Now, I want an image that is 1175 by 400. You can see I already have that in here. How did I get that? Well, I clicked the right arrow, scrolled to the bottom, clicked Add Custom Aspect Ratio, and then I typed in 1175 by 400. And I called it Stargazer. And then I clicked OK. And now, when I crop, I'll have a header image that's exactly the right size. Pretty cool. Then I click Apply when I'm done cropping. And then at the bottom here, I will click Export. I'm going to click Normal Image Quality, and I'm going to export it to my desktop. Okay, now I have a folder on my desktop, and it has that image inside it. Perfect. So now I'll go back to my blog. I'll click Select Files. I will browse to that image. And then once it's uploaded, I will click Select and Crop over here on the right. It's already cropped perfectly, so I'm going to click Skip Cropping. And then I'm going to click Save and Publish. I'm going to close this here so I can see my site now. There it is. It's looking pretty nice. Let's go back to Customize and keep working on this. Okay, the next thing I want to do is change my background image. Right now I just have a black background. I want something different. So I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type in raindrops background, and then I'm going to click on images. And there are all these images that I can choose from. It's amazing. What I would recommend when you're looking for a background image is something that will tile nicely. In other words, each side should kind of have the same color so that when they tile together, they look nice together. Or you can look for just a nice big image. This one here is 1024 by 1024. You can always view the image by clicking View Image here. And if you do like the image, then you will right-click it and click Save Image As, and then save it somewhere where you can remember, like your desktop. Once you have a few images to choose from, you can go back to your website and then go to Background Image, click on where it says No Image here, and then go here where it says Select a File. Click that, go to where you downloaded your backgrounds. How about this crinkled paper background I downloaded? That's kind of cool. Open that. Let's click Save and Publish and then close this so we have a better picture here. Now we have that background around my site. That's kind of cool, the crinkled paper look. Let's try a different one. How about the raindrops I downloaded? So we'll go to Background Image again, and then down here we'll click on Background Image, and scroll down a little more, click on Select a File again. And let's find that raindrops one that I downloaded. I think it's this one. There we go, that looks kind of cool. Let's click Save and Publish, and then close this to get a good look at it. It's kind of nice. I'm not sure that it matches this picture that well. Let's try a different picture. So, Customize, Header Image, Add New Image, and I'm going to upload files here. I'm going to click Select a File. Let's try the boat. The boat should go nicely with the raindrops. Skip cropping, Save and Publish, close. Well, that looks kind of cool too. So as you can see, it's very easy to customize the look of your site by clicking on the site title and then clicking on Customize. Very nice. You can also have the theme randomize your headers that you've uploaded, and then the picture will change. So let's do that. Let's click Randomize Uploaded Headers, and then Save and Publish, and then close. Now when people visit your site, they may see a different header each time because the headers are being randomized. Pretty cool. So back to Customize. You can also make a static home page if you want. You can click this and make a front page stay static, or you can have it display your latest posts. Since we're making a blog, I'm going to have it display my latest posts. So those are a lot of the things you can do in this Customize screen. Quick and easy changes, and it'll change the look of your entire site. So I've made a couple more changes to the site, to the colors and to the header. And now I'm going to show you how to make your first post. So go up to New, and then click on Post. Now we're going to enter the title of our post here, Making a Blog. And then I will type the content of my post. So I've gone ahead and typed up my first post. Now I'm going to show you how to do a couple things within this post. First, I'm going to show you how to make a link. So here's a video that I'd like to link to, how to make a blog. Here's how you make a link. You find the URL that you want to link to. In this case, I'm going to link to this video. So I'm going to highlight the site URL, copy it, go back to the site, and then I'm going to highlight the text that I want to turn into a link. I'm going to click this little icon here. That's the link icon. And then I'm going to put in that URL right here. And then I'm going to give it a title. And then if I click this little box here, the link will open in a new page. I'm not going to check that right now. Click Add Link. So now this is a link to that video. Now I may also want to put the video itself right into this post. That's easy. All I have to do is paste the URL right into my post and then click publish. If I want to see what it's going to look like before I click publish, I can click preview right here. Let's try that. So here's how my first post will look. I have my link that I made here, and if I hover over it, that title should appear. Yep. And then I have my video embedded right here in the post. Now people can watch it right here, or they can click this to go over to YouTube. You will also see that in this post I made a list. That was easy to do. In order to do that, I clicked this button right here. Let me give you an example. I click the numbered list button, and then I simply make my list. It's very easy. Now I can also use this to make a bulleted list. Now, you can also use this editor just like you use Microsoft Word. You can bold text by highlighting it and then clicking bold. You can also italicize text that way. And you can left align, center, right align. My recommendation is to try out these different buttons and see what they do. One more thing before we publish our post, you can choose the format of your post. Each of these formats will style your post a little bit differently. So my recommendation is to make a post and try these different styles and see what they look like. And choose the style that's most appropriate for your post. For now, I'm just going to keep it as a standard post and click publish. Now, when I go back to visit my site, this is what I see. My first post. You will only see an excerpt of the post on the front page, not the whole thing. When you click on the link, then you will see the full contents of your post. If you would prefer to have more than just an excerpt on your front page, go ahead and click Edit This right here by the post. And then you can change the format to something else, and your post will look differently. Some of these formats will have your entire post. Some will exclude the title. Like if I click video, then it will just show the video on the front page. And then when you click the video, it will take you to the post. But another way to easily spice up your front page posts is to add a featured image. So scroll down to the bottom here and click on Set Featured Image. I'm going to click Upload Files, and then I'm going to click Select Files, and I'm going to scroll to an image that I downloaded earlier, Make a Blog. I'm going to open that, and I'm going to click Set Featured Image. First, I'm going to put some alt text in there. This will help with search engine placement. Try to use your keywords or your titles in the alt text field. Then click Set Featured Image. Now, I will scroll up and click Update, and go look at my front page again. Now, my front page has this. That's a little bit spicier looking. I like it. Now you know how to make new posts. You just hover over the word new and then click Post. Now I'm going to show you how to make a new page. So hover over New and then click Page. We're going to create an About Us page. So, About Me. And then type in what you would like people to know about you. Tell them who you are, what you do, why you're doing it. Things like that should go in the About Me page. So I've gone ahead and typed up my page content. I put a list in here, a bulleted list, which you know how to do now. I put in a few links, which you also know how to do now. And I'm going to click Publish. Now, I'm going to keep my layout the same. I'm not going to add a featured image. So now I will click Publish. And I'm going to go back to my site and see how it looks. Okay, I'm on my front page here, but I don't see an About Us link anywhere. Why not? The reason you don't see the About Us link is because we have not created a top menu yet. So hover over My Boring Channel and then go down to Menus. Click Menus, and then you will come to this page. Let's give the menu a name. We'll call it our main menu. And then we'll click Create Menu. Now, we want this to be our primary menu, so it's going to be at the top of the page. And we just made an About Me page over here. So I'm going to check that, and I'm going to click Add to Menu. Now this box here says automatically add new top level pages to this menu. What that means is every time you make a top level page, which is a page without a parent, then it will automatically show up in your menu. So let's go ahead and check that. And then click Save Menu. And then let's go back to our site and see what it looks like. Cool. There's our menu right up here. And it has one page in it. It's our About Me page. We'll click that, scroll down, and there's the About Me page that I just made. Okay, I would like my home page to also show up in my menu. So I'm going to go back to Menus. I'm going to click on, where's my homepage? Oh, view all right here. Let's click on that. And there's my homepage. Click that and then click add to menu. Now the homepage will be there. You can set these pages to be in whatever order you would like, just simply by dragging them into the order you want. Now, I want the homepage to be first, so I'm going to leave it on top. But one more thing you can do, you can set pages to be sub-pages. So if I want the About Me page to be a sub-page of my homepage, I simply move it over to the right. And now it's a sub-page, it's a sub-item. See, I'll click Save Menu, I'll go back to my site, and now look, when I hover over Home, the About Me page shows up. That's not how I want to do my site right now, but I just wanted to show you how that works. I'm going to put this back here and make it a top-level page, and click Save Menu. Now, when you go back to the site, you see my home link and then my About Me link. Perfect. Okay, the next thing we're going to learn to do is use widgets to make a sidebar over here and a footer down at the bottom. Now you can either hover over your name and then go down to widgets, or you can go to your dashboard and go to appearance and then widgets over on the left. Remember, if you're on the site and you hover over your name, there's all these main things that you can get to. If you're in your dashboard, you can also get to those things, and you can see subheadings if you click on them as well. So anyway, we're going to go to appearance and then widgets, and then we're going to decide what we want in our sidebar. Different themes will have different options. Some themes may have multiple sidebars to drag widgets into, and some will call this footer or whatever. But there's going to be some differences in between themes. But anyway, this is generally how it works. This is what's in the sidebar right now. I don't want that, so I'm going to drag it out. What I want to put in my sidebar is some links. Well, the first thing we need to do is have some links to add. So let's go to Appearance and then Menus. Here in our Menus screen, we're going to create a new menu. We're going to call it Links. And then we'll click Create Menu. Now what we're going to do is add some links to our menu. So I'm going to add niftywebsite.com. For the link text, I'm going to say My Boring Channel's Other Website. And then I'm going to click Add to Menu. So now I have one link in my menu. Let's put another link in there. How about a link to My Boring Channel on YouTube? And then I'm going to click Add to Menu. And then we will add a link to subscribe to My Boring Channel. And then we'll click Add to Menu. Now these options down below, we will not check any of these locations in the theme because we're going to add this menu to the sidebar via widgets. So just click Save Menu. Now, when we go back and look at our website, we still see the same old menu we had up here. And what we're going to do now is have our new menu over here. So go back to Widgets here. And then we're going to click Navigation Menu, and we're going to drag it over here to Primary. This is the main sidebar. Then under Menu here, we're going to click Links. And then we're going to click Save. Now, let's go back and look at our page. Scroll down a little bit, and we see that we have added some links to our sidebar. Now I'd like to add a couple other things to my sidebar. So I'm going to go back to Widgets, and I'm going to add recent comments to my sidebar. So I'm going to drag that up here, put it right under my links that I just created. And the title Recent Comments is fine, and 5 comments to show is fine. So I'll just click Save. Let's go back and look at our site now. Scroll down, and we will see that we have our most recent comments listed here now. This is a default comment that WordPress just includes, so you can see what a comment looks like. What else do I want in my sidebar? How about just a arbitrary bit of text? Now I could either drag this over and scroll up like this and drag it here, or instead of dragging the widget up there, you can always just click Add Widget. Click on where you want to add it and then click Add Widget. For the text widget, I'm going to call it What I Do. And then I'm going to add a little bit of text below. So I've added some text in here. And then I have 3 paragraphs, so I also checked this box that says automatically add paragraphs, because if you don't, it's all going to be one big paragraph. I also added a link using some HTML code in here. That's information for a separate tutorial, but you can look at this and see how to create an HTML link if you would like. Then I click Save, and then I'll go back to my site and see what my sidebar looks like now. There's my links, there's my recent comments, and there's my short little text box on what I do. So you can see how easy it is to add content to your sidebar. Go to your widgets and play around with it and see what you want to add. Now, I don't want this to say navigation here, so I'm going to go back to widgets. I'm going to change that title in my navigation menu here to links. How about cool links? And then I'll click save. Now I'd like to add some things to the footer. For this particular theme, the footer is called subsidiary. Right now there's nothing in there. I want to add my recent posts. Actually, I want to add my recent comments into my footer. And I'm actually going to take recent comments out of my primary sidebar and put recent posts in my primary sidebar instead. And let's put that at the top actually, and then what I do next, and then my cool links last. You can just drag these around to put them in the order you want. I would like to add something else into my footer. How about another arbitrary text box? And I will put some text in here to describe my website a little bit more. I've gone ahead and added some text in here, and then I've checked automatically add paragraphs because I want 3 little paragraphs, and then I'm going to click save, and now I'm going to go look at my site. Okay, when I scroll down now, I have a nice sidebar with my recent posts, what I do, some cool links, and then I have a footer at the bottom with my recent comments and the short little blurb that I just wrote. So now let's move on to one of the very, very cool things about WordPress, which is installing plugins and further customizing your site. With plugins, you can make your website do almost anything you want. Let's hover over our domain name and then go to Dashboard. And then on the side here, we're going to hover over plugins. Actually, let's click on plugins. We will see that there are 2 plugins included with WordPress. One of them is Acusmet and one of them is Hello Dolly. Hello Dolly is not anything we're going to use. Acusmet this is a spam plugin. I'm going to show you how to set that up in a few minutes. But for now, we're going to add a plugin. So you can either go to plugins and then click on add new right beneath it, or you can click on add new here once you're in the plugin page. So we're going to search for a plugin called Jetpack. This plugin pretty much does everything, and it's awesome. It allows you to do a contact form, email subscriptions, site statistics. It'll do so much more for your site. Some people say it slows down your WordPress website. I would disagree. If it slows down your website, it is minimal. And we're only going to use a few of the very coolest features in Jetpack. We're going to turn the rest of the features off. Let's click Search Plugins. Here's Jetpack. We will click Install Now. Now, one of the things you might want to do when you're browsing through and looking at different plugins is click on Details here and look to see when the plugin was last updated. A lot of times these will say like 2 years ago. You don't want to install plugins like that. You also want to see how many times the plugin was downloaded. This one was downloaded almost 11 million times. That says something good about it, and the average rating is pretty high. Those are things you should look at when you're installing plugins. So let's click Install Now. So now we have Jetpack on our site, but we have to click Activate Plugin. Let's do it. We've now activated Jetpack. But some of the very coolest features in Jetpack do not work unless you have connected to WordPress.com. Now I'm going to show you how to connect to WordPress.com so we can make Jetpack work. Okay, so the first thing to do is navigate over to WordPress.com. Then you're going to put in the name of your new site. myboringchannel.wordpress.com is already taken. I don't know why that is. So we'll do myboringchannel1.wordpress.com, and then we will click Create Website. Now we can see down here that myboringchannel1.wordpress.com is available. That's what the green check mark means. If the name you picked is not available, it will tell you here. Then you have to put in a valid email address. You have to pick a username, password, write your password down somewhere. Basically what we're doing here is signing up for a free WordPress blog so that we can harness the power of WordPress.com for site stats, email subscriptions, social media sharing, and things like that. So we're going to ignore the rest of this stuff on the page. We're not going to pay for any of this. We're going to scroll down to the bottom and we're going to click Create Blog. You can go ahead and click Next Step if you want. Next Step, Next Step, Next Step. And then it tells you here that you have to verify your email address. So go to your email that you put in when you signed up, click it, and then click Confirm Email Address. Once you do that, your blog is completely set up. Now, we never have to worry about this blog again. You can come back here if you want and play around with it and use WordPress.com and create your own free blog. You actually already have your own free blog now. It is myboringchannel1.wordpress.com. There it is. You can always go in and customize it and play around with WordPress. It's completely free, doesn't cost a dime. You don't have to have web hosting or anything. You just never have your own domain name, and your customization options are limited. If you are interested in how to make a free website with WordPress, I have a video for that on my YouTube channel. So let's go back to our website, and we're going to click here on Connect to WordPress.com now that we have a WordPress.com account. If you've already logged into your WordPress account, it's going to say Jetpack wants to connect the user myboringchannel admin at myboringchannel.com to crummybummy at WordPress.com. That's all the stuff I just set up. I'm going to click Authorize Jetpack. Now, Jetpack is authorized on my site. Very cool. So, I'm going to go over here to Jetpack and I'm going to click on Settings to decide what features of Jetpack I actually want to use. Okay, I don't want to use beautiful math. If you want to see what all these things do, you can click on them and see what they do. But I know I don't want to use beautiful math. I don't want to use carousel, but carousel could be cool if you're a photographer. I am going to use the contact form. I am going to keep this custom CSS option available. I'm going to leave enhanced distribution on. Extra sidebar widgets I'll leave on. That'll give me more options to put in my sidebar. I'm going to turn off Google Plus profile. I'm going to turn off Gravatar hover cards. I'm going to turn off this. And if you want to see what these things do, like I said, hover over them and then play around with them later. All these things I'm going to leave off. Notifications I'm going to deactivate. The reason I like to deactivate these things is because the more plugins you have active on your site, the slower your site will be. So I'm going to deactivate everything I don't think I want to use. I'm going to deactivate OmniSearch. I'm going to deactivate post by email because I don't usually do that, but you may want to post by email, in which case you could leave that on. Publicize I'm going to leave on. That helps me automatically post to Twitter, Facebook, Google+, etc. automatically whenever I make a post. Sharing I'll leave on because that's going to help me add some social media icon buttons to my posts. Shortcode, embeds, I'm going to turn off. Site verification I'm going to turn off. Spelling and grammar I'm going to turn off because I know how to spell. Some of us aren't very good at spelling, so you might want to leave that on. Subscriptions I'm going to leave on. This is an extremely cool feature. Short links I'll leave on. Widget visibility I will leave on. That allows me to include widgets on certain pages and not to include them on certain pages. And stats I'm going to leave on because the stats are also very cool. Okay, we have officially installed Jetpack and we have deactivated the features we don't want to use and we have activated the features that we do want to use. Now I'm going to show you how to use those features. To start off, let's look at our site stats. That'll be here on the left under Jetpack. There's nothing yet to track because your site hasn't got any visits yet. But this is where you're going to go to see your charts and graphs and search terms and where people came from. It's very cool. So now I want to show you how to add a contact form to your site. So let's go back to our main page. I'm going to add a contact me link right here. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to new and then page. I can also go to my dashboard and then go to pages here and then click add new. I'm going to call this page contact me. And then instead of adding text in here, I'm just going to click add contact form. And this is what my contact form will look like. Now, I can add new fields if I want by clicking add new field, but I'm not going to add a new field for now. I'm going to get rid of that. And what I'm going to do is go over here to email notifications. Now you can put your email address in here. That would be the email that you want your website emails to come to for you to check. And you can also specify what you want the subject line to look like. That way when your emails come in, you see what the subject line is and you know that it's an email from your website. And then I'm going to click add this form to my post. And now I have a contact form. I'm going to click on publish over here. I'm not going to do anything else down here. Just going to click publish. Now I'm going to go back and look at my site. I'm going to click on Contact Me, and I'm going to scroll down and look at that. I have a very cool form on my website now. Okay, so go back to your dashboard, go back to Jetpack, and then click on Settings. We're going to scroll down to Subscriptions, and we're going to click Configure. Jetpack Subscription Settings. This will show a Follow Blog option in the comment form, and this will show a Follow Comments option in the comment form. That means people can subscribe to your blog, and they'll get an email every time you make a post, or they can subscribe to the comments on that particular post. Very cool. And that feature is already enabled since we've installed Jetpack and we've left the subscription feature activated. Let's see what it looks like. Go back to our site here. We'll open my first post that I made here, making a blog. We will scroll down toward the bottom and we will see that right underneath this comment section there is a Notify Me of follow-up comments by email and a Notify Me of new posts by email. So people can subscribe to your site by clicking this, or people can subscribe to the comments on this particular post by clicking this. And that means they'll be emailed every time there are updates. Now, it would be nice if on our front page it said, subscribe to my site. We can easily do that. Let's go to Widgets. And since we told Jetpack to add extra widgets, we should now see a widget that says blog subscriptions. So I'm going to add that to my subsidiary. I'm going to make it be the first thing people see on the left. Now, you can leave the title subscribe to blog via email, which I will for now. And then there's some optional text, and then you can show the number of subscribers. It doesn't look very good to have 0 subscribers, so I'm going to uncheck that box for now. And then I'm going to click Save. Then I'm going to go back and look at my site. Scroll down. So now we see we have a subscribe button on the bottom, we have recent comments, and we also have the little blurb that I wrote on the bottom. Very cool. Now if people want to subscribe to your site, they can simply put their email address here and then click subscribe. Personally, I think this subscribe should be more prominent and more visible when people get to the page. So I'm going to put it up here where I have recent posts. So I'm going to go back to Widgets. I'm going to click here on Subsidiary, and I'm going to drag blog subscriptions into primary at the top. I also thought this title was a little long, so I'm going to change it to subscribe to this blog. Then I'll click Save. And then I'll go back to my site and see what it looks like. Scroll down a little bit, and now I see here, subscribe to this blog. People can put their email address in here and click subscribe. And that is, honestly, very, very cool. So, how do you check your site subscriptions? Go back to your dashboard, go to Jetpack, click on Site Stats, and here is what your stats dashboard will look like. Right now we see we have no stats, and down here on the bottom it will tell you how many subscribers you have, how many blog subscribers you have, and how many comment subscribers you have. What a cool feature. Let's look at the rest of Jetpack's options. Go to Dashboard, go to Jetpack, go to Settings. So we've configured the contact form, we've used one of the extra sidebar widgets already, and we know how to use the stats, and we've set up subscriptions. What about Publicize? Publicize is also another very cool feature. Let's click Configure. What we want to do is we want to connect this with our current accounts. So if I have a Twitter account, which I do, I'll click Connect. Then I will authorize WordPress.com to use my account. And then it will redirect me back. And it will tell me I have successfully connected my blog with my Twitter account. It doesn't matter about this, I'm the only user of this blog, and I'm going to click OK. So now what's going to happen is when I make a post, it's automatically going to make a tweet that I made a post. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and add my Google Plus account as well. Simply click Connect, and then apparently you have to sign into your Gmail account. Sign into your Gmail account, and then select the account you want to connect. And then it says this app would like to have offline access. Go ahead and click Accept. And now, this tells me I have successfully connected my blog with my Google Plus account. That's cool. So now I have my Twitter account connected, and my Google Plus account connected. That means every time I make a post, those social media sites will be automatically updated. Now, what about sharing buttons? I want to add some sharing buttons on the bottom of my posts. I want people to be able to quickly email their friends if they like my posts, so I'll drag email down there. I would like people to like me on Facebook if they like that post, so I'll drag Facebook down there. I would like people to stumble me if they like my site. I'd like people to promote me on Google+. I'd like people to promote me on Twitter. And I think for now that's good enough. And then what do I want my buttons to look like? This is icon plus text. This is icon only. I kind of like the icon only. And this is text only and boring. And then the official buttons. The official buttons are kind of lame too. But the official buttons are nice because they'll actually show you the numbers of people that are subscribed. But for now, I'm going to go to icon only. I think that looks cool. And I think I'll put that email last, so I can just drag it over here like that. I like the way that looks better. And then I want to show my buttons on all my posts and on all my pages. And then I will put my Twitter username here, and then I will click Save Changes. Now, let's go look at our site. Let's click one of our posts and scroll down to the bottom. Look what we have now. Social media sharing buttons. People can click this and instantly like us on these social media sites. Now let's go ahead back to our dashboard, go to plugins, and we're going to configure Acusmet. So we're going to activate this plugin right now, and we'll see up here that it says activate your account. So let's click that. Now it tells us that we're connected via Jetpack. That's good enough. We can click register Acusmet now and we'll be done. This makes it look like we have to pay for this service, but we don't. We're going to name our price here, so we're going to click sign up here. We're going to scroll down to 0 here, and then we're going to click continue. Now, I'm not saying that Acusmet is not worth paying for. It is the premier spam service for WordPress. It is worth paying for. So if you feel like giving a donation, then you should do so. So now we have this new Acusmet API key. You're probably never going to need it, but it's been emailed to you. Or you can use Jetpack to save it. Let's just do that. We'll save it. So now, in our Jetpack settings, we'll be able to see what our API key is. So let's click Save Changes. So now, you will not see any changes on your website, but now your website will be protected from spam and comment spam. We are making great progress and I'm excited. Let's do one more thing. Let's add some social media icons into our footer. These aren't going to be instant like buttons. These will be social media icons that people can click to go to, say, your Twitter account, your Facebook page, your Google Plus profile. So let's do that by going to Appearance and then Menus on the left. Now that we're here, we're going to click Create a new menu. In our menu name, I'm going to call it Social. And then I'm going to click Create Menu. Now, for theme locations, I'm going to click Social. What that will do is allow these social media icons to appear at the very bottom of my site, even beneath the footer. I'll show you in a moment. So let's click Add Menu Items from the column on the left. Well, I don't want any of these things, but what I do want is some new links. So I'm going to go to Link. I'm going to type in my Twitter URL. And then I'm going to click Add to Menu. Okay, there it is. Now I'm going to type in my Google Plus URL, click Add to Menu, and then I'm going to put in my YouTube channel. And then we'll click Add to Menu. And then we'll click Save Menu, and then we'll go look at our site. Visit Site, scroll to the very bottom, and down here we see those social media icons. That's pretty cool. There's my boring channel, there's my Google Plus profile, and there's my YouTube channel. That just looks sharp. I really like it. It looks very professional. Now, one thing I should have talked about a little bit sooner is setting up permalinks for your site. What do I mean by permalinks? Well, let me show you. When I click on Contact Me, we see that in the address bar we have this ugly little URL, myboringchannel.com/?page_ID =83. That's ugly, doesn't look good, it's not something people can remember. So what we want to do is change our permalinks so that this stuff here is nicer. It says something like contact me. So let's go to My Boring Channel and then click on Dashboard. Then we'll scroll down to Settings and we'll click on Permalinks. Now in Permalinks here, I'm going to click on Post Name here. Now my permalinks will show myboringchannel.com and then the name of my post. This is better for two main reasons. One is search engines like it. It's a lot more informative for them. You have your keywords right up here in your URL. It's also easier on your site visitors' eyes, and your URLs will be easier to remember. Let's go ahead and click Save Changes. Remember, every time you change your permalinks, you change the URLs on your site. So don't do this after you've had your site up and running for a while, because then all your addresses will change and people will not be able to find their bookmarked pages. So click Save Changes. Now let's go back to our site and see what this is going to look like. Now when we click on Contact Me, we see that this looks much nicer. myboringchannel.com/contact me. Makes a lot more sense. Okay, what I'm going to show you how to do now is add images to posts or pages. So what I did was I went to Posts, I clicked Add New, and then I wrote this post up. Now I want to include an image in this post. Where do I want it? At the end? At the beginning? Adding images to posts and pages in WordPress is a little bit of an experiment. So put your cursor where you think you're going to want your image, click Add Media, and then I'm going to upload files, or I could choose a file from my media library if I wanted. But I'm going to upload files, and I'm going to click Select File. I'm going to navigate to the image I want, and then I'm going to upload it. Now remember, in the alt text I always put a description because that helps the search engines find your site. Now I can scroll down here. I'm not going to add a caption. You can add a caption and a description and then see what it looks like in your post. I'm going to left align this. That's where I want it. I'm going to have it linked to nothing. You can have it linked to itself. You can have it linked to an attachment page. You can set your own URL to have it linked to, or you can say none. I don't need it to be a link. I want it to be a medium size in my post. And then I'm going to click Insert into Post. There it is. Now I can click on the image itself and then delete it by clicking this X, or edit those parameters that I just set by clicking this. Now I'm going to choose a format over here. I'm going to choose the image format. You can choose any of these other formats that you would like and see what it's going to look like. For instance, let's choose Standard. This is going to change the look of this post on the front page. So I'll click Standard and then I'll click Update. Now let's look at this post on the front page. Now we'll scroll down and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, here's what it looks like. It's just a plain post. Let's click it and scroll down and see. Okay, that's what the post looks like. The image is left aligned in the post, and it looks pretty nice. I like the way that looks. But I think that it's kind of boring on the home page to have no image showing. I think that's kind of boring. So let's edit this and try a different post format. Let's try the image post format and then click Update. Now go back to your main page, scroll down. Now the title and the excerpt is aligned to the right of the image, so the image is left aligned. Let's click this and see how it looks. Okay, the actual post looks almost the same, except that now instead of the image being aligned just with the text, it's aligned with the title and the text. I think it looks pretty nice this way too. And I liked the fact that on the home page, the image is showing. That adds a little bit of interest to my home page. Now what I could also do, if I wanted this image to appear above the post like I have it in this one, is I could set it to be a featured image. You really do need to experiment with images to see how they're going to look when you insert them into your posts and pages. Once you start getting a lot of posts on your site, you may want to categorize your posts. So go to your dashboard, hover over Posts on the left or click on it, and then go to Categories. Click that, and you will see that right now we have no categories. So let's add a new category. Since the only posts I've made so far are related to WordPress blogs, I will type in WordPress blogs. I'm not going to worry about the slug, and I'm not going to worry about a parent right now. And then I'm going to put a quick description. Let's just call this WordPress. And then I'm going to click Add New Category down here at the bottom. Now, I have a category called WordPress. So now when I go to my posts, I'm going to click on All Posts over here. I see my different posts. I'm going to edit them. Scroll down to Categories. Click WordPress, untick Uncategorized. Click Update. The benefit of this is later on, when you get lots of posts that are categorized differently, you can add your categories to your sidebar so that if people want to read about WordPress, they can click that category. Or if people want to read about whatever else you're talking about, they can click that category and see all your posts related to that topic. So categorizing your posts is a good idea. Let's go back to our dashboard, and I'm going to show you a couple very important things to understand about creating new posts. So back to our dashboard, and then we'll go to Posts and then click Add New. Now I'm just going to create a garbage post here. I'm going to show you these things on the left. Here's the status of your current post. It's in draft mode. When you publish this post, you can have it be public, which is the default. You can have this post stick to the front page, which means it will stay on the top of your home page instead of scrolling down and disappearing with each new post, which is an important thing. Sometimes you may want to feature some content for a while and have it be at the top of your main page. You can password protect the post and put in a password here, or you can completely privatize this post so that nobody can see it. You can also schedule your post to publish at a different time, which may be useful if you publish 10 posts in a day and you want to schedule them out for the next 10 days, or every other day for that matter. So put the time and the date you want them to publish, click OK, and then click Schedule. This will say Schedule instead of Publish. Let's show you. I'm going to change it to July 3rd, and then click OK. We now see that this says Schedule. Now if I click Schedule, then the post will automatically publish at that time. And we can see here under Publicize that it's going to send it to Twitter and Google+. Those are the social media sites I connected to in Jetpack. You can edit those, and you can edit the custom message that's going to go to those social media sites. And then when your post publishes, they will see this custom message. Those are some important things to know when you're making posts. I'm going to show you how to install one more plugin that I think is very important, and then we are almost done. Let's go back to our dashboard, then go to Plugins, and then click on Add New. In the search box, type in Backup WordPress, no spaces. Then click Search Plugins. This plugin is the one we will install. Click on Install Now. Are you sure? Yes. Now we're going to activate the plugin, and you can access this plugin by going to Tools and then Backups. Or you can click right here where it says Tools Backups. Here we can look at the settings. It's going to back up the database only, which is where all your content is, or you can have it back up the database and the files. Backing up your database, your content, is the most important thing. I'm going to leave this as database only. It will run once daily automatically. You can tell it when to start, and if you want email notification, you can put your email address in here. If it's as you want, you can click Update. You can now run a backup, or you can let it do its own thing. This is a very cool plugin. It's very simple. It's pretty doggone reliable. I use it on most of my WordPress sites. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the importance of making a child theme. If after some time of having your website, you decide you want to get into the code and start tweaking things and changing the site to be more your own, and I guarantee that'll start happening the more addicted you get to WordPress, you're going to want to have a child theme. Why do I say that? Because every once in a while, themes get updated, and then WordPress will prompt you to update your theme. When you update your theme, all the changes you have made to core files will be overwritten by the new files in the new theme, and you will lose all your customizations. That's why it's so important to make a child theme. I'm not going to explain how to make a child theme in this video because it's kind of long, but I do have a video on how to make a child theme, and you can watch that, or you can go to this URL here. Now, this is one of the great things about Jetpack. You don't have to have a child theme if you're just going to start changing stylistic things like fonts and spacing and things like that. You can simply go to your dashboard, go to Jetpack, and then click on Settings, and then see this Custom CSS here? We can configure Custom CSS. Now we can also just go to Appearance and then Edit CSS, and it will bring us to the same place. Now in here, you can add CSS that will change your fonts, change your spacing, and things like that. I've gone ahead and done that already a little bit. If you've noticed, the font is a little bit different in the site than it was at the beginning. That's because I added this code from here to here, and then I clicked Save Style Sheet. Now, when this theme is updated, my fonts that I changed will still be what they are now. And so, this is a very cool piece of Jetpack. If you're going to just change stylistic things, you don't have to go through the trouble of creating a child theme. You can just put your CSS in here and then click Save Style Sheet, and it will be preserved even when the theme is updated.
1, 2, 3. Stop it, Evan.
Let's turn on the adventure.
I don't want that toy going off in the background when I'm making my videos. I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you got a lot out of it. I hope your website looks awesome and that you haven't run into any problems. But if you do run into any problems, please just post them in the comment section or email me via the contact form on my website, and I will get back to you and help you personally. Thanks again.
Okay, me.
Go ahead.
I'm a good teacher for my brother because he likes to copy me a lot.
Can you say something about the video, like thanks for watching, or we appreciate this, please subscribe, something like that?
Please subscribe.
No, you gotta look right there.
Please subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Try that again.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
What?
Evan, look right there and say,
Please
is that toy going off again in the background? Nah.
Let me do it.
No,
Please subscribe. Please subscribe. And thanks for watching my video. Bye. Not bye yet. I'm a really good teacher. I often go places trying to do my best. And is the video still going?
Yes, it is.
So bye. Maybe we'll get back on the website and do some more videos that you can watch. Bye. Bye. I want to. Please subscribe to our channel. Now can I say something? No, I'm gonna say something. Please. No, Evan. Thank you for watching our video with us, and I hope you are having a good time with us. I hope you're finding lots of other videos because there's
No.
no, not that.
Watch this video.
We'll see you out that. I want to see that scene gonna be and ciao. Let's see now.